Hey guys, Jaybird here, and we're back in the Divide, and you'll notice I've actually been playing around with the lighting a bit here. Any of you that have been asking me how do you do lighting, skybox, and all that, make sure you're not in game view, and make sure you have a volume sun. So this is defaulted in your map when you first create it. If you've done that correctly, watch my launcher tutorial if you didn't do that. But yeah, basically the SS1 or SSI1 is going to be, there's like these SSI files now that contain the skybox as well as the lighting and the direction and all that. So they come with a few defaulted ones. I'm starting to make a Divide one, but basically that's how you do it now. Just make sure you're not in game view or else you can't select that. So yeah, since last time I just kind of switched up the window model. That's really about it. I did some more testing. I did figure out how to do breakable glass, so I'm actually going to show you guys how I'm doing that right now. So if you go over to the Entity Browser, click B to bring it up. I believe it's under Unsorted. Glass T7 Clear MP. So you want to drag one of those on. And so I'm actually going to do probably 3, one for each section, I guess. But yeah, it's treated like a brush, so you can drag it around, which is really nice. So make it whatever size you want. I'm probably going to do grid size 1 maybe. That's about maybe half. Half looks like about the thickness I want my glass. So I'm going to put that right in the middle of the frame. Just double check that it's in the middle. One grid size lower. That looks about good. And then I'm going to just kind of drag it along and make sure it lines up, because where the edges end are where the broken bits are going to be. So just make sure you do that so that it's all nice and lined up with your window frame. The cool thing about this is it also does the clipping for you. So once it breaks out of the way, then the clip basically disappears. So what you're going to want to do is just find a glass texture, because you don't want it to be this weird default texture in game. So we'll just look for a glass, and we'll find something. You don't want to pick any shattered things because it will shatter. It takes like 3 damage or like 3 shots or whatever to break it, unless you're hitting it with like a explosion. But yeah, just go through and find some glass. That one's not transparent. That looks decent. So we'll just go and select that and duplicate it over to here. So you don't have to do any settings. Like if you pick up, click N to the entity info stuff, you know, it's all done for you. You don't really need to do anything there. I already tested this out and it works. So you don't really need to do anything else. I think I got a little gap there. I think. Oh, no, I'm good. Okay, so I'm just gonna do this one more time to the top area. So this is actually 3 different window frame models, by the way, if you're curious of which one I've been using. I'll show you them in a second if you guys want to know what they are. So we're going to drag this over to here. Also want this to come down a bit. And drag this up. Make sure this is also in line with this part. It's kind of right in the middle, so that should be okay. Doesn't need to be perfect, but as long as it's close to the edge, it should be fine. Alright, so we got our 3 planes of glass there. So when you shoot that now, it should be good. I baked the lighting. It's still got the weird... Still looking into that, why the lighting comes like that. This lighting looks actually pretty cool now, compared to the last set. So I think that's basically what we're going to be doing today. I kind of just blended some dirt on there, nothing really big. Probably just start working our way this way, and probably do the ceiling area as well. Like we could probably, oh yeah, I better start. Ooh, actually, really quickly, I'm going to just copy, delete this because I wasn't working in the prefab. So I'm going to enter the prefab and I'm going to hit paste. There we go. So yeah, the windows that I was talking about before. So I'll just click N so you can see the model. So it's Sin window frame tall gray for that top one, which is actually just a vertical window, but I turned it sideways. And then these ones are actually vertical as well, and I turned them sideways. Sin window frame gray, so they all have the same sort of texture to them as well. So that looks good. So it's not bad. So, oh yeah, last day we said we were gonna clip this thing off, so why don't we do that now? So I'll just go all the way back to the wall. And just to be safe, I'm probably just gonna clip it to, I'm not gonna do that sort of outside area there. I'll probably just clip it right to it. So let's go clip. We could probably do a wood clip just in case somebody tried to wall run. I noticed looking at the Combine map, they actually... Zod Beast. Interesting. I guess that's an area that only like players with the Zod can go through. Everybody else can't. Interesting. Alright, anyways. But yeah, I was playing on Combine, or like, I opened up Combine, and I noticed that you could... they had a whole bunch of clips on things that were like metal clips, but it's like you don't walk on it, so I was like, oh, I guess it's because of wall running, right? So might as well think in that way. Where's the wood clips? Wood clip. There we go. Let's turn clips back on. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, that's good. We'll kind of finish in here a bit more later, but I just want to do some more patchwork for now and start working this way in. This is going to be kind of a painful thing to try to blend in together, so might as well do it now before I get too lazy to do it. Gonna weld these together, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit here and weld those two together. I should be able to still split it down the middle, so that's not a big issue. So I'll just start moving this way. We're just gonna fill in everything. Probably be good if I go right to this one right here. So I'm going to connect it to the bottom part of this one, just so it kind of still has the groove. And then I'm going to have to add some loops in here. Just kind of do that, get them a bit closer. And there we go. Actually, this one can probably start coming down a bit. Just a bit, though. So we'll just merge those together. And that's looking terrible. Like that. There we go. Might just have to do a little triangle in there. I don't like triangles. Being a modeler, you don't like using triangles. Oops, I went too far. Games typically like things in squares, not in triangles. It's just one of the things that they like. So I'll merge those two into one. I'll flip it over, and then merge that down there. So there we go, we kind of filled in the gap there, and then we're going to have to blend the dirt around and whatnot. Oh, we still got this gap. So I'm going to just copy, paste, and then head that way. So this one is going to be interesting as well, because we've got so many vertices coming off of this. But for now, why don't we just focus on joining up this stuff. Like so. And then, this is actually kind of perfect here. We have... Actually, this should be up a bit. this around until it looks a bit more smooth. Okay, so now we're kind of in a predicament here where I think I want this one to merge down to here. So I'm just gonna match up the vertices so I can weld these together. Oops, didn't mean to weld that together. There we go. Light map. And then we'll end up blending the dirt on that as well. This is floating. So we'll just kind of move it over. That's not too bad. We could probably actually just to get rid of this part here. Okay. I've got a plan. I'm going to light map a natural. This dirt corner is not happy. What I'm probably going to do is get rid of the dirt that's on, or the mud, I should say, that's blended up that. And I'll do the same here, but we'll have to add in loop just so it blends out a bit better. Then I'll just alpha selected. Break that down. Probably make it fade out a bit more just by dragging that down a bit. Just like that. And then I'm going to have to blend the dirt on the edge here. So hopefully this works. This. Oops, I didn't mean to delete the patch, I meant to delete that. Okay. So all in use, and we're gonna look for our mud again, this guy. And then I'm just gonna blend that down. V, make non-colliding. Just kind of blend it down a bit so it doesn't look as... There we go. So we got that kind of merged into there now. We still got a little bit of a seam here though. So let's copy, paste, and do the exact same thing. Oh wow, that's all gonna just merge into one spot. So let's do that. And light map. There we go. We got the dirt blended into that. I could probably blend some dirt along kind of the top as it comes up onto this area. So what I'm going to do is select that, copy paste. I don't need it to come all the way up there, maybe just to there. And not there, but to here about. Actually, no, it does need to come out to there. I'm gonna have to subdivide this. Just so it comes back a bit. Maybe one more time. Because I don't want it to blend out that far. What I'm gonna do is, this is gonna turn into a dirt patch again. But I just want it to blend a little bit past where the dirt ends there. So we'll do that. This can now, actually I could probably cheat a bit here by doing this, and then get rid of loops on the outside. Alright, so we got that, and we gotta do the same thing for the bottom. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is merge all of those into one patch, We're going to make it the dirt. We're going to hit natural, and then I'm going to blend all the edges. So to 0, this edge, and this edge. So we get a bit of dirt going along there. Not too bad. What I'm also thinking actually is I could probably here and here turn the dirt up a bit more. There we go. So we got our dirt blended, and there we go. Look at that. We finished this sort of section here. We could probably fill it in with more rocks. Oop, I just realized this dirt here needs to blend out. We could probably get this one to go partway. There we go. I almost want to fade this stuff out a bit too. Our gravel here needed another loop so it matches up. And there we go. We got that set up. Okay. So I think what I'm going to start doing here is working on the roof. So I kind of clipped off everything at the top here, but what I'm thinking is, ooh, I'll be right back actually. My laptop is going to die, and I'd hate to lose another recording. Alright guys, so I'm back. Laptop's plugged in now. So one thing that I'm going to just kind of go over here is I'm going to just start doing the roof here. So I figure we could probably do a concrete. Or actually, we even have that tile that was down there, which I think would work with what I plan to do is actually, oh, our ceiling. Maybe that's why we're getting some light come in. We're gonna fix that. We got a gap here for some reason. Maybe this thing should be coming in that way. Does that mess up the wall inside here? Nope. Okay, so we'll just do that then. Yeah. Okay, where'd that one go to? Right to here. What I'm probably going to do is inset the ceiling a bit on this. Oh, I'm going to have a beam go across there too. That's not going to be fun. Okay, and just hide clips because I don't like having clips visible. So I'm just going to rotate this and line it up. Just roughly because, you know, it's gonna be off anyways with what I'm gonna end up having to do. So we're gonna line it up with this one. So I'm gonna just go in the edge tool, which is E, by the way, for anybody who's been wondering. Exact same controls as World at War. That looks about right. I know we got some clipping happening there right now, but we'll fix that in a moment. This has actually got to move up. Okay, that's lined up, I believe. So then we want the ceiling to go there and there. Okay, so let's just make sure, double check, inside's okay. That would be a negative. We've got stuff sticking in, even this part. Oh boy. I think this has got to go back out that way. Just kind of get everything to line up on the same area, and then it should be okay. We'll cut the excess off afterwards. The big issue though is it slants inwards more there. Like, it's okay over here because it's in the brush, but as soon as it comes out here, we get into a bit of an issue. So I think what I'm gonna have to do here is, since I want these to kind of pop up a bit, I'm gonna raise these. I actually know what I'm gonna do now. Okay, so I'm gonna raise these up about a couple units. Match this one up to the corner here. And then this one is going to be above because it's not structurally doing anything on the other side. So then it's not inside anymore, but then we gotta fix the ceiling, and then we should be okay. So the ceiling's gotta come back to where the wall was. So go further. There we go. So we just gotta line the texture up now with this weird angle. Okay, let's try 0, 30, 20, 20, nope, 18. Looks good to me. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, just match the texture on the inside. Oh. Okay, good, good. Our trim covers that. Okay, I was worried because this was the plaster, but the trim's covering it, so we're okay. Okay, so we got that. Now, I kind of want to try out some models here, so I'm thinking I could probably put this fence on the edge, but what I'm going to do is scale it down a bit because it's way too big. Try to match up the angle a bit. Huh. The fact that it says N leads me to believe that there's other ones, but I don't see any other models regarding that, so what I might have to do here is line it up. But then we get overlap, which isn't good. Oh, I had a third one in there. Whoops. I was like, what am I looking at? Off. The angle's off. Oops, hitting buttons. Okay, I think that's okay. Although it's kind of sticking in the ground there. I don't know. I kind of liked it when it was just one. I'd like it if we could have a fence. Let's see, what do we have for fence stuff? That's kind of neat. have no idea what the difference between these two are, though. That's more like it. Got a chain link fence. Could use that. Okay, so I'm gonna drop that down. Work on lining that up a bit. Probably do about 3 fences and then end it off. Actually, we're going to want it the same length as what the whole roof is there. Let's try 0.75. Getting there, getting there. We're going to have to bump it up even more. Alright, 0.85. 0.9 actually. So I'll drop that down and just kind of try it again. Oh, it's too far now. Oh man. Okay, 0.85. 0.8. Let's try 0.8. It's probably gonna be like 0.82 or something like that. Oops. Didn't copy and paste it. That's good enough. And you know what? I think I might just move this onto the actual roof itself. Might line up a bit better. So let's try to get this right in the middle. Looks good to me. Bring it up, drop it down. What is this? That's a big concrete. It's a gate? That's weird. Anyways, these concrete blocks look cool. Probably use these as some cover for right here. Right. I can't drop it. I'm gonna have to do it by hand. The reason why is since I have the angle offset, it's gonna mess it up. Oh. Do we have the roof twice? No, that's just the ceiling from over here. There we go. Gotta make sure that's not having any issues there. I'm just gonna get rid of the angles because I want it to be easy to rotate. So we'll do that. Oh, lovely. I didn't realize the back side of this had nothing on it. Okay, change of plans. This one has nothing on the back as well. But what I could do is cheat a little bit. Is that noticeable? one of them's gonna have to be scaled down slightly. So I'm gonna go 0.99. Looks okay. I could blend some dirt over it to make it a bit better. But we'll just drop this down. And what I'm trying to do here is just think about multiplayer for a second, and if somebody's up on this building, they're going to have no cover whatsoever. So what I'm trying to do is just kind of create a little bit of cover for them. I'm lowering this one a little bit so they're not overlapping, because you see it's getting the flicker there. So I'm going to just go to like a small grid size and lower it down 1. I think I might remove the cover from this side and just have it on like one side, and we'll see what that's like. Actually, let's check out what other type of concrete barriers we've got. I don't know, that kind of looks silly. I'm just trying things. If I find something that I like, then I'll stick with it, but you know, I'm just gonna play around with some models for a bit. That's kind of cool. Make a hole in a ceiling, maybe use that on a different building somewhere. Anyways, there's some more roof stuff that I want to do. Roof, not rough. Could probably put an antenna somewhere. I don't know why the antenna stuff is not loading properly. Probably stick that on a box or something. I don't like the fact that it's got solar panels though. I was hoping there was just an antenna. Like, did they have any others? That's more like it. So we'll just stick with this basic one. And then I'm gonna try to find more roof stuff. Like, what I had planned was that, like, we got the tiles here, but I'm thinking using that just as a base, and then what I would do is maybe pick something like this out. Is this completely flat? Perfect. Okay. Go down one grid. Okay, perfect. So they have a bunch of different tiles. So what I'm thinking is I could scale this up to about like 2.5, so they're a bit bigger and easier to manage. The only issue is trying to get it to line up nicely with this odd shaped roof. Although, luckily it's kind of like a puzzle. I don't know. Now that I think about it, I'm kind of liking the tile better. That's just based there. Okay, so I'm going to just patch faces to terrain. Like I say, I always change my mind on things, even on the fly. So I'm just going to work on blending instead. No point playing around and getting nothing done. Okay. So I hope you guys have noticed that I've been doing this trick a lot, where you basically have a square with edges on the inside, so you get an inner square that you can blend out. Kind of the trick that I've always been going with here. We try the mud this time. Natural. Actually, we're gonna go light map. And then drag this down. Make non-colliding. So I'm going to create another patch. This one could probably have some cracks, so I'm going to go with this one. So I'm going to go V, add some loop cuts. And this is going to have stuff like, I'm just going to select a whole bunch of random vertices here. And then I'm going to go G and then bring this down. Select a couple other random ones, and then I go G and bring that to about middle. Make non-colliding. There we go, we got some cracks randomly on there. And then I'm going to do one last blend. It's always good to blend a couple textures. Let's hide that. Copy paste. Let's get our pebbles wherever they went. There they are. So I'm just gonna start off by going and setting them all to 0. I'm thinking the outer edge is probably gonna have more pebbles, so I'm gonna actually just pebble it up. And a couple on the inside that I'll just kind of randomly select. Make non-colliding. There we go, we got some dirt, cracks, and whatnot. Actually, the dirt's not even that visible. Let's try to make that a bit more visible. Oops, I meant to go Control or Shift H. There we go. So now, I'm thinking, now that we have roof stuff out, let's see if they have vents and stuff. What I could do is kind of have areas that will be a vent. What's the difference between these? Interesting, I have no idea. Well, anyways, I could probably put something like this on the edge of this. It's gonna have to get scaled down to fit on there. Or, yeah, I'll flip this around because that's got more of a flat edge. I want it to fit with that, so I'll probably scale this down a bit more. Oops. Do they have any corner pieces for these? Doesn't really look like it. Let's try vent then. Maybe we can find something. I did like this model actually, so why don't we go with this one? Oops, got rid of my textures window. Okay, so I'm just gonna line this up like so. And that. Where'd that smaller one go? That's weird. I thought there were 3 types. Alright, so we're gonna need something that'll be like the end piece for this. I'm just shrinking it down to see how far I can go. Okay, there we go. Line that up. Probably put some vents on the wall as well. I feel this could be a bit bigger though, so let's go 1.5. So I'll do that to about right there. I don't like that vent, actually. That's like a really white vent for some reason. What the heck is this? Weird. This one looks like it'll be good. I'm gonna just blend some dirt around that faces terrain, make it look a bit more cool. And the way I'm gonna do that is just by kind of lining up a patch around the outside of it. We'll line it up there, and we'll line it up there. Do the same thing for that side. Oops. That looks pretty good to me. Okay, so then we'll go back and grab our dirt. And blend it down. make non-colliding, and then I'm going to flip some of these around so it looks a bit better. Just double check that I did make non-colliding. That looks okay. I might try to blend it down a bit on the inside. This is not too much. That's too little now. Yeah, we'll just go full blast. Okay. What I'm thinking is I'm actually gonna bevel the edges of this. And then I'll blend some dirt on it as well. So patch, face terrain, I can hit, should be able to hit W, although, nope, 1 second, I got some overlap happening there. Oh great, this one's off. It's a little bit of a crack there, but I don't think it's going to be noticeable. So I'm just going to ignore it. We're going to be putting dirt over it anyways. So terrain, face terrain. Just going to go through and make sure these are all joined together. So I'm just pressing W to join them. Let's see, we got one that's off there. So we'll go in and just kind of shift it. God, that's on the smallest grid size too. Should be able to hit W and join it all into one. Go back to our dirt, natural. This lower edge I'm going to bring up, and the top edge I'm going to bring in. Doesn't need to be perfect. In fact, we want it to be kind of random because it's dirt. Right? Shouldn't be symmetrical or anything. Oops, wrong loop. We want to blend that one down and this one down, and then the two inner ones can kind of fade a bit. Non-colliding. It's a bit too much actually. Bring it down some more. I'd say that's good enough. Alright, so we got that set up. We still need to add more stuff on the actual building itself. So I could do some of these things, kind of mix it up. What is that? That's weird. Anyways, let's try to find something that I can kind of just stick in the middle. Actually, I could probably, off the grid again, probably just stick this, where am I? That way. Oh, what the heck? Oh, that's cutting into that a bit. We'll have to fix that in a second. Kind of the same idea of what I did to the bookshelf. I'm just going to drag the dirt to try to make it blend around a bit more. Should be good. And it's not bad. Kind of just get some debris on the roof. Make sure it's not floating off of the roof a bit. Not that big of debris, we just want small stuff. Yeah. Just kind of looking for stuff to just kind of throw up here for now. Probably throw some of our paper stuff up there as well. Make it look like we just got some trash thrown up there. Not bad. Don't really need that there. But what I was thinking is we could probably put an effect in this little corner. So let's bring up the effects browser and look for some smoke or steam. So we'll just kind of have to go through a few of these and see what I can find. That's actually perfect. Just something faint coming out of it. See if I can find like a nice tarp to maybe hang off the side. Oh, lovely. We're missing the model, the SNM for that. Can't use it. There's gonna be a lot of these that'll be like that as well. Wow, it's a big white sheet. Like, these are all neat, but it's just like they don't fit to anything that I want to do. Yeah, no, it's not really good. Hold up, tarp. Interesting. Why not? We'll just have like a tarp on the roof. So you kind of got some cover here. Nothing really at your back. We get some corrugated metal. We can put it up against the fence. Put some on the ground as well. Why not? Just kind of like work on just adding models. I don't want to be too model spammy, but you know, when you think about like how you want to do this and don't just throw random models anywhere, it should come out pretty decent. Not looking too bad. Still feel we need something in the corner here, but I don't know what to do for that because I want to add some sort of way of blocking, like giving us something so that the player can hide behind. Oh yeah, we still have this antenna. Maybe I stick the antenna there. Wherever it went. What the heck is that? Oh, I thought it was a bucket of fish for some reason. I don't know why. But you know, stick this model. The thing is, when you're using models, you want to don't use them just once, use them a few times around your maps. That way, you get use out of them, as well as, okay, what I can also do here is go be dynamic model. Okay, so I'm just going to convert these to dynamic models. So if the player shoots them or something happens around them, you can edit the settings in here as well. Probably get this Steam. Actually, I'm going to bring it over here first so I can see where the arrow is pointing. And I'm going to stick that in our event down here. There we go. And I'm going to do one last thing before we end off this video. I am going to just make a quick terrain patch. See if I can find like trash or garbage or something. Yep, that'll do just fine. What I'm going to do is just really quickly make a little patch in, so this isn't just an empty garbage can anymore. We'll just like blend some dirt inside of it. So I'm going to bring this down quite a bit, and then I'll add some loop cuts, and then I'm going to drag the inner parts up. Just kind of move them around a bit. There we go. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this one, so I'll compile really quick and we'll see what we've done in game. Alright guys, so we're in the Divide in game, so we're just going to check out what we've done. So you can see we got we got a little bit of grass kind of going over the seam there, and we're going to have to work on that little edge, so I'll try to fix up the textures a bit more. But at least we've actually filled in this area, so that's all good. So one of the big things of this one was the glass, so you can see it if you look carefully. So I can shoot it, and you'll notice this one didn't break and that one didn't break, but it'll break out, and I can hop through it, maybe. There we go. Oh, I had to break the top one, so I'm gonna have to, we'll have to decide how I want to do that, actually. But yeah, so I can't jump through this one, because the glass is in the way. But then as soon as I break it, I can just jump right through. So there we go, we got that. And the main focus was starting to do this rooftop area. I'm gonna have to fix that weird texture glitch. We'll be clipping off a bunch of this area. But yeah, so now... Oh, interesting. Why is there like a clip here? Oh, that was my clip that I made, the one that you can't hop over. But yeah, so basically, you'll be able to shoot people in the water from up here and whatnot. But you're going to be extremely exposed because, you know, it's an open roof. So, that's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys liked it. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.